Hello everyone, you're watching A Billion Ideas with me, Maria Shakil, this Saturday. The freebie debate is continuing across the country between the BJP and the opposition after Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a pitch that revdi culture is hurting the economic progress of the nation. The debate also reached the top court of the country after a plea argued that freebies unduly influence voters and vitiate free and fair elections in India. The centre argued in the top court that unsustainable freebies will lead to economic disaster, adding that the Election Commission must examine the issue. The apex court then gave its observations, saying there is a need for an expert body to frame regulations for freebies. The Supreme Court also said that freebies have a significant impact on the economy, even stating that the inaction of the Election Commission has led to the explosion of this freebie culture. The top court also observed that no political party will oppose freebies and Parliament may be unable to effectively debate the matter. Now the opposition has hit back at the centre for its stand on freebies. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, for example, has questioned the timing of the centre's stand in the Supreme Court, calling it purely political and lip service in connection to the economic woes the nation is facing. Even the DMK and the YSRCP have stepped into the debate that is raging in the top court. The YSR Congress told the apex court that an elected government has the responsibility to deliver schemes to end poverty, provide healthcare, education and jobs, adding that everything cannot be generalized as freebies. The DMK has said that there is no straight-jacket formula that can decide what scheme can be considered a freebie. The party says the constitution empowers state governments to promulgate welfare schemes. But this issue is indicative of a larger trend in India where bad economics is being seen as good politics. Welfare schemes of state governments tops over 1 trillion rupees. Schemes worth a whopping 2,67,000 crores are from Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, West Bengal alone. The largest rise in subsidies has been in Jharkhand, Kerala, Odisha, Telangana and Uttar Pradesh. The question remains, is it time to wake up to the economic realities of this culture that is entrenched in Indian politics? Can there be a fine line between welfare spending and fiscal responsibility? Joining us to first decode this freebie debate is Vikas Singh, Senior Advocate and former Additional Solicitor General of India. Vikas Singh, multiple petitions filed with various political parties trying to really explain and put their view across as to what really freebie is. How soon do you see the court reach a verdict, or are you of the opinion that this has to be handled in the realm of Parliament, that it will be the state legislatures which have to debate it, the Parliament of India has to debate it, it cannot be settled in the Supreme Court?
Well, according to me, Supreme Court can only give pointers. It has to be settled, according to me, in the Parliament. And this question had come directly in the Supreme Court in 2013 in the case of Tamil Nadu, where, free TVs, etc. were being given. And it was Supreme Court held that we can't term this to be a corrupt practice of trying to influence voters in the process. But Supreme Court at the end said that it is disturbing the level playing field, and there should be a law in place to look at it. Now, if you see, there is the debate is being trivialized by these political parties by saying that these are welfare measures and we should be permitted to do that. Nobody is saying that you should not do that. Nobody is saying that welfare measures are not to be done, at least from the petitioner side. The point that is being made is that supposing, for instance, state of Punjab, which has got a 6 lakh crore of, a debt burden. Now, if you start offering something only for the purpose of winning the election, and you don't know where you're going to first service the debt, and secondly, from where are you going to, whom are you going to rob to pay Peter? So the idea is that the voter who, if supposing Y is to pay for excess subsidy or excess freebie, Y should know that this is going to be an additional burden when this government comes to power. So I feel that when the Representation of People's Act was amended in 1989 to include the chapter on registering political parties, there should be a section inserted there in terms of what the Supreme Court had visualized in 2013, that there should be a manifesto approval by the Election Commission. And the manifesto should basically be subjected to a financial scrutiny of independent financial experts, only to see whether not whether this expenditure is correct or not, only to see whether the money that is already the debt, where are you going to provide for that? And secondly, if you are going to give something to poor people, where are you going to get that money from? And if you're going to get the money from, say, supposing additional tax, or say, for instance, starting some new tax, or doing some other innovative idea of in generating revenue, you're going to tax the petrol, or you're trying to tax diesel, or how are you going to get that revenue to fund that freebie?
But
why it is important? Because ultimately, if you see, if the promise is only to get to power, regardless of what happens to the state finances, then there is a huge amount of fiscal indiscipline.
But the argument that is being made by various state Vikas Singh is there cannot be a general definition of freebie.
No, nobody's wanting to.
Yes,
sorry, Maria,
so the question here is, the question and the opinion that has been put forth by DMK, for example, is that it is the responsibility of the state to minimize inequality in income, status, facilities and opportunities. And if by giving these welfare, according to them, this is welfareism, if by ensuring that people get their freebie share or welfare share, they are still able to ensure ensure their fiscal responsibility, then who is really anybody to say that they should not be going ahead with their understanding of economy?
So, Maria, that is not the debate at all. Nobody is questioning the right to provide for welfare measures, or to uplift the poor, or to provide drinking water, or that is not the debate at all. They are just trying to deflect the debate. The debate is only and only that when you are contesting an election, and you are saying that I'll provide, say, free power to people up to 300 watts of electricity, I'll give free to the state. I'm just giving an example. So you are giving it to everybody who uses less than 300 megawatts. So what will be the financial burden? Now, most of these states are not able to pay the generating companies who are generating this power. There is already a huge backlog. Where do you intend to fund this money from is the debate. Not that you should not do it. Nobody is saying you should not do it. That's not the debate at all. They are unnecessarily trying to digress the issue and trivialize the issue. The issue is that where are you going to get this money from? And if you're going to
shouldn't that be left on the state? If a state government is promising it, Delhi, for example, has done it. Several other states have done it. If they have promised it, let them come up with a model.
No, so nobody is questioning the model. The only question is that there are states after states. I don't know whether you're aware, the total debt of the state governments is to the tune of 15 lakh crores today. 15 lakh crores. Now that is something which is a cause of concern, and it is a huge amount of fiscal indiscipline that this kind of debt continues, and there is no repayment of those debts. And this kind of non-repayment of these debts or accumulation of these debts is leading to a financial disaster. So the debate is completely different. Debate is not that you should not do it. Debate is you must do it.
Yes, because it is playing out in the Supreme Court. That is the reason I thought it's important for me to get your perspective on it. Thank you so much for joining us, Vikas Singh. This is a largely economic and political debate. Joining me now is Dr. Arvind Panagria, former Vice